Hello, we're going to do a love reading. This is for you if you are single, coupled, in the middle of the most ridiculous situation that you don't think you could ever explain to anybody properly, or just like passing by and thinking, who is this strange woman offering love readings? Well, I'm Gemstone Tarot and this is for you, okay? Get a cup of tea, slip on some elasticated trousers, come in for the ride. Let us begin. This is an all signs reading. So if you're here, you're probably meant to be here. I'm going to channel messages. We're going to look at what is the future. We're going to look at what is the past and how it affects the future. We're going to look at the whole bit. And we're going to get the message delivered straight to your door. Ooh. Okay, let's have 2 overall energy cards for you. That's nice. Can't see the stars. These have got little stars in, but you can't quite see it unless it's directly in the sun. Okay. Ooh, that's quite... Ooh. 10 of Pentacles. Nice energy. This is the energy of absolutely, is this real? Okay, when you get the 10 of Pentacles, it's a 10, it's Pentacles, it's Earth, it's family, it's generational wealth. It's 2.4 kids and the dog. I mean, it's not the most modern of cards these days. It's whatever your version of security looks like. And this is a love reading. So we're talking about security within a relationship. You always have a grandparent in this card. There's always a dog. There's just this feeling of we belong here. We belong in this place. We belong in this place together. We're going to build something together. We're going to both be into it, okay? It's what I call a meat and potatoes love card. It's very real. And with it, we get quite the opposite energy. We get the King of Cups. So this lovely dude here with his lovely bit of hair flare and his bell bottoms and his kaftani top and his 2 cups, who's floating in the middle of the ocean. This is somebody, it traditionally represents Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but this is somebody for me who either you haven't met yet or you've met them, but there's a slight element of, like what you get with the sea, of drifting, of, it's like if you had to explain the sea to an alien. I told you it was going to get weird. You know, you'd be like, oh, there's this blue stuff and it kind of moves around and sometimes it's green and, you know, it's got fish swimming in it, it's salty. I mean, they wouldn't know what the heck you were talking about. King of Cups, again, has this slight feeling that you don't really know how to describe them. They are emotionally in tune and also quite spiritually in tune with the universe. But sometimes they can be difficult to connect with, particularly if you are a sign or a person who is very much in the 3D and the here and the now, and that you want some kind of consistency. Meat and potatoes, you know, shared door key, whatever it is, exclusivity. This person just feels a little bit fairy tale-ish. So this could be a person that you're dealing with who is in some way out of reach or in some way a little bit unknowable. Just feels like that, a little bit unknowable. Let's take another card for this King of Cups. See if we can dig any further. If this turns out to be your story, there will be an extended reading. And in the extended reading, we get weirder and we channel more messages and we look at what's going on behind. We take a peek behind the curtain. How do they feel about you? What's really going on behind the scenes? So if you get to the end and it is your story, that will be the first link in the description box. Ooh. For the King of Cups, I get the 10 of Wands. So we've got 2 10s on the table. Some of you might be reaching breaking point with somebody when you get the Ten of Wands. And especially when you get it, you know, in conjunction here with the Ten of Pentacles, there's a feeling of, is this too much? Is it too much, too little, too late, too long? Am I carrying too much? Is it all me? Am I carrying all the burden? Is this person capable of coming along and taking at least half of this bundle away? And it's a question you may be asking yourself now or kind of in the near future. Also, the person that you're dealing with may be in a slightly oppressive situation themselves. Oof. Comes out with the Knight of Pentacles. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is a jolly good card, as they say. Love this, but it is slow moving. So for some of you, this may be feeling like impossibly slow progress with somebody. King of Cups is a person who can hide in plain sight. They are a person who, I don't know why I'm getting an element of disguise is coming to mind. I don't mean they're literally going to have like a comedy wig and moustache on next time you see them. But I mean you never quite know their absolute identity. We have this Knight of Pentacles because things are slow moving. And again, you may be feeling impatient about this. You may be wondering, when is this going to become real? When is it going to become meat and potatoes? Wet tights on the radiator. Do you want spaghetti hoops for tea? You know, that kind of reality. Where if we're realistic and we're over 25 or whatever, or even a bit under, most relationships need to move forwards. They can't go backwards. Because I don't know why. I'm not really, you know, I'm not in charge of those kind of answers. But I know they can't go backwards. Because I've tried it. And it doesn't work, does it? And I bet you've tried it. Leave me a comment in the comment section. You know, like if you've ever lived with someone and you try not living with them and still being with them, or we can go back to not being exclusive. We can go back to, you can't. You can never go back to anything. So relationships need to be moving forwards. The Knight of Pentacles is moving forward. But by God, you want to kick his ass. Be like, come on, giddy up, Knight of Pentacles. And he's like, yeah, it's all good. I think he's been on the old wacky backy or something. God, wacky backy, how old am I? I sound like my bloody mum. Knight of Pentacles can be that this is a friendship first. So for some of you, this could be a person who you're already friends with or that you're going to meet where it's not established that it's a romantic relationship yet. It can also be a person where you're kind of betwixt and between. You know, where you've had a couple of dates or maybe you've exchanged a couple of emails. And something is, you can't name it and you want to name it. Okay. What do we need to know? Oof. Oh, nice. About what's going on. Oh my God. There's a lot of esoteric energy around the relationship that you're asking about. Okay, whether this is an ex, whether it's somebody new, and even that isn't very clear to me in this reading. It's very much a case of in between all of the cracks, all of the time. The next two cards we get are the World and the High Priestess. Both are very esoteric cards. So the World, here we've got this amazing disco ball in the background. Think of that, of course, as the universe. Very clever the way this deck's done. And it's the ending of an old cycle, but it's also like the beginning of a new cycle, because the card that comes after this is the Fool. This is the end of the major arcana. There is a cycle kind of ending and beginning with somebody, but it's very much, it may tie in with the moon cycle. So I would say that it would be very much worth you finding a moon app or a moon diary, such as I have, astrocal.co.uk, I think. Not financially tied to them, but they are really good. Or many other places you can find one. You can even just Google it. When is the new moon? When is the full moon? And follow the energy of the moon. Because if you need to release something about this connection, and I feel like you do, and I don't know why, but we'll have a look. If you need to release something, do it around the time of the full moon. It will work really well. And if you need to create something, if you're trying to manifest something, do it around the time of the new moon. I feel like the person that you're dealing with here is a moon-driven individual, and I don't know what I mean by that. Could be that he or she is Pisces, Cancer, maybe even Scorpio. Could be that this person is just very spiritually connected to nature. I don't know why the moon is important, but it's coming up and it is important, okay? High Priestess is you. You are the authority on this connection. It's like the spiritual authority. Using the moon magic, using your knowledge, using the signs and the symbols that you get. Ooh. Then we get the Five of Pentacles. This is another very spiritual card. So, the Five of Pentacles, I love this card actually. Even they're like blankets, and even he's got a headband on. I really admire that. He's made the effort, isn't he? This Five of Pentacles is a very spiritual card. It feels like there is some part sorry about that, my phone rang and cut off the camera, all very weird. There is some part with this Five of Pentacles which is an episode in this relationship. You might be in that episode at the moment. You might be about to have that episode, or it might just be coming up. I don't know. We'll have a look. Where you'll need to make what I call the walk in the snow decision. You will need to go beyond your comfort zones and boundary within the relationship. Fives are a disruptor naturally. And the Five of Pentacles shows two people who could go in and could take advantage of the warmth and the food and whatever's going on in this church. But they don't. They take the difficult path, which is really difficult for them because one of them's on crutches and they're in the snow. And it's like being humble or being out of your comfort zone, but it's a deliberate move. And this High Priestess is you knowing when you're going to be doing that. And for some of you, it could be that you've had to separate yourself from this person. For others of you, you may just have had to endure something uncomfortable about this connection. It's spiritually testing you in some way. Let's take another card about that. Yeah. You get the Strength card. I like this energy for you. Strength means somehow through the connection with this person, you are going to know yourself better than you've ever known yourself before. This, again, divine feminine energy, like the High Priestess. This woman can tame this lion with no weapons or threat. It's like she knows herself really well. And strangely, the oracle at Delphi also had a sign over the top saying, know thyself. In order for this connection to be successful or to be the best that it can be for you, you need to know yourself in a really unique and unusual way. And for some reason, this person triggers this process in you. And at some point, a decision will need to be made about it. It's quite mysterious. It feels quite kind of, Neptunian to me. Oh yes. Judgment. Hello, Judgment. Okay. When you get Judgment, there's a sense of déjà vu. It's linking the past to the present and the past to the future. It's also asking you, what would you do again? How do you want to reprocess something? Where do you want to go with this? Because it's coming on a journey, and the journey is somehow going back to the start. I'm going to take, if I can find them, I've got such a messy load of stuff down here. Let me just locate them. There they are. I'm going to take a Brian and Wendy Frood card for this. Yes, we're going to get weird. Heart of the Fairy Oracle. I just feel like that would really make some sense here. Let's see if we can look down on the cards as well. Well, that's good. My camera's working. It wasn't working so well before, so okay. Heart of the Fairy Oracle. What does this have to do with judgment, going back to the future, and all that jazz? Oh. One card kind of popped out and then popped back in again. Oh, yes. Okay, that's one. That's nice. I knew it. Goosey bumps for me. I knew you were going to get that card. I never use this deck at this point in this reading. So I'm going to zoom on to that. Right. Okay. These three cards. Wow. This explains it. There may have been a break in this relationship. I don't understand how or why. I don't know if we're talking Rachel and Ross, if you're old enough to even get that reference. Either way, we have the Elven Knight. You can make out the Elven Knight on this card. He is like this electricity that's flying through the woods. And you can just see the shape of him, the divine masculine energy. And it's him that kind of fuels the trees and everything that grows in the forest. It's an animus. It's a yang energy. Then we have the Lady of Song. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous energy. The Lady of Song it's been coming up in readings for ages. It's you. Okay, you know how in Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice, is it that one? No. The one where she says, "Reader, I married him." I think it's in Jane Eyre. I think it's in there. I'm feeling like I want to say to you, viewer, you are the Lady of Song. It's about you finding a voice here and finding a tune and being the absolute feminine to this masculine energy here. Because it needs that. It can't run on masculine energy alone. You in this divine high priestess energy and the judgment energy and the strength energy are going back to somehow sing a song, and it feels a bit like a siren call. Woof! Cripes. I like it. And then this card. This was the card I saw. I had this in mind. It's called The Returning, and it really fits. The reason I had this in mind is because of the Judgment card. So when you look at The Returning, this woman comes back to a place that she knows. She comes back, in my kind of mind, she comes back to this old house. And she comes back to this old furniture, to the familiar smell of everything, to the wallpaper, to all of the different things in this house. And nothing has changed. And we don't know how long she's been gone. We just know that there's been, that's what I said, you know, when I said there's been a break. And that 5 of Pentacles as well up there. Let's just zoom back out a minute. This 5 of Pentacles here. That talks of a break. There is some kind of, it feels like you're, you know, we've got that World card at the top. It feels like you're going on a journey. It's like a cycle journey. And when you return, the big thing about the returning, is that when she returns, she's changed, but everything else has stayed the same. It's a really, really powerful card. Very important energy. So it's something to do with the masculine, the feminine, the leaving point, and the returning. We may come back to those in a minute. Okay, woof. Full of woofs, this reading. I might even meow in a minute. Who knows? Okay. What advice, please, Tarot, do you have concerning our next move? So that's lovely. Gosh, you've got so much feminine energy going on in this reading. Dealing here with a lot of empaths, maybe witches, people of magic. I don't know what the word is these days for people of magic. Let me know, anybody, in the comments section. I'd be really interested to know, actually. I don't like the word witches, but I know what, it's only what kind of the connotations that have been placed on it, isn't it? We get the 3 of Cups. You need to connect with the feminine. This could be your female friends. It could be the energy. It's certainly a sharing of the energy. You need to share this energy somehow with the universe. Do some kind of spiritual practice where you kind of become a different energy. Then we have the Empress. Yes. The ultimate in feminine energy. So when we have the Empress, we've got the High Priestess, the Empress, the Strength card. Oh my God. And even Judgment is looking to me like a very feminine energy card at this point. Leaning back is definitely part of it. Leaning back is a part of it. And not, I think there needs to be a lot of patience. I think that some of you are coming back to old territory with new head on your shoulders. Maybe the same heart, but a new head. You have learned things in the journey about this connection that you're ready to kind of share with the masculine. Oof. What the universe is telling you here is to be in your feminine in a big way. The Empress is Venus. She's not charging around doing anything. She does share the feminine energy. She does revel in the feminine energy. And I think that would be very good. Any practices of feminine energy would be great. Meditating or any kind of, walking barefoot or being by the sea or having a little shrine in your house, having a great cup of tea, whatever it is that is kind of feeding your soul, that's really going to help. But also your ability to divine. So scrying, tarot card reading, if you do your own cards, just let me get that curtain in a minute. If you do your own cards, your own readings, any of that will be good. Oh my God. Temperance as well. So we've got every feminine energy card, I think. The Empress, Temperance, Judgment, High Priestess. This is a person who sees you very much as magical feminine. That's what I'm getting very clearly. And even the returning is very much feminine energy card. I'm speaking to wise women here, and I know I am. And this is a merry-go-round you're familiar with. It feels like the person you're dealing with is on some sort of abandoned island or something. Like this person, like the King of Cups. And it's like when you think of them or when you've been trying to communicate with them, that they feel miles away to you. Oof. God, more feminine energy. So let me get rid of that box so that you can see the rest of the cards. Queen of Wands. Right, there will come a point with this relationship where you need to call in your power. That's after all the divining, all of the scrying, all of the whatever it is you choose to do, crystal ball gazing, I suppose it used to be called. When you have done your methods, okay, whatever it is you do, then you will be called upon in this relationship to understand your power and your boundaries. And it's not what you think. I keep getting when the master is ready, the teacher will appear, but I don't know which one of you is the master and which one of you is the teacher in this scenario. Yeah. Then there will be communication, 8 of Wands. I'm glad we've got an 8 because, frankly, as my mum says, this reading could disappear up its own arse spiritually. We have so much feminine energy on the table that at some point it needs to come back down to earth. And when you get an 8, it means that you're getting power and momentum and you're getting communication at last. Communication from this person will not be instant at all. And I'm getting that feeling of message in a bottle. I'm getting the feeling of carrier pigeon, smoke signal, like the weirdest methods of communication from a person ever is what I'm getting for you here with this reading. It even feels like a different language. So you may be dealing with someone in a different country even. It just feels unreachable. And what we're looking at here is the unreachable becoming reachable. And somehow you thriving, I was going to say escaping, but I don't mean escaping. Thriving in your feminine energy. Learning more about yourself in the process. And somehow locating the heart of this matter. And this is very much in the 5D. And then at some point you return to Earth and you see what's changed and find you've changed. By gum. Oof. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to go do the extended reading. We're going to break open another deck of cards in the extended because we're going to go on the hunt for the person, because that's the only card that identifies this person, the King of Cups. But I rather like that the rest is about you, but we're going to dig. We're going to dig. Where are they? We're going to ask, how do they feel? What's going on? What's the shadow side? And channel messages from this person. It's going to be weird and it's going to be good. So if you're joining me for that, it's the first link in the description box. If this is where we part, do leave me a comment and let me know about your situation, okay? Wow, I think this is a really powerful reading. It feels pretty good. Let me know in the comment section. I'll see you soon. Namaste.